Hey, what's up, YouTube land? Get busy here with our first Masterpiece Transformers review, Mp-50 Tigatron. And here he is right here. We will go ahead and take a quick look at the packaging. As you can see right here, we have Mp-50 Tigatron. Not much to see on the bottom of the box. Mp-50 Tigatron with that beautiful Masterpiece logo right there. Tigatron preaching out. Tigatron with his product shots in the back. I'm sure we've all seen these a million times, so let's not waste too much time there. And we have Tigatron in his robot mode. Here is Mp-50 Tigatron in his beast mode. This is the way that he comes out of the box. First impressions of this figure, it is a rather large and hefty figure. It is definitely one of the largest of the Beast Wars that we've had so far. Though the collection is only limited now, I believe, to 6. I'd say that this is the third largest figure, just sly little tiny bit behind Dinobot. But my first impression, this is a large figure. We're going to recap the price of $240. Is there $240 worth of figure there? Well, that depends on you. In my opinion, I think the prices are getting a little bit up there. I think maybe import fees may be the reason why we're getting these extremely high prices, but I can definitely tell you that this figure is very, very large. The pictures do not do it justice, as you can see right here. Just for a quick bit of articulation, so we do have, basically right here, we have a swivel in the back, leg joint right here. This will do a full 360. Most of this area cannot move, okay? Because this is just for transformation, so you are going to be stuck with it in this specific area right here. Now, the tail does have a swivel in the tail. You can move the tail around a little bit in any given direction that you want. I keep it up. I think that a more accurate thing, though, was that his tail was maybe pointed a little bit more down like that in the show. But I think it looks kind of cool up like that. He does have a swivel. If you look at his jaw right here, his mouth does open and close. You can rotate the eyes by picking up this top right here. Okay, and we'll go ahead right now. I have him looking one way. We just simply rotate them here. Pull them around just a little bit. And you can kind of see that he will now be looking in another direction. We do have articulation right here in the arm. These joints like to come undone very, very easily, but you will have some rotation here, and you do have a bit of articulation right here in the knee joint. You have articulation in the paw right here, okay, if you'd like to do that. And of course the same on the other side over here. And that is essentially it for, oh, and one other thing, you do have his head is on a joint right here that it's on a it's basically a double hinge joint, and it will be able to move in different directions. You can put his head down like that, but that is essentially it for his posability. Now we'll bring in a few comparison figures. Here he is next to Mp-47 Hound, and as you can see, Hound being a much about $100 or so less than Tigatron. You can kind of see the difference in the size going on over there. Now, I opted to have Gorilla Convoy transformed simply because of the fact that I really wanted you to understand the idea of the heft difference between these figures. As of this particular video, Gorilla Convoy is selling on eBay for some $249 simply because there is no stock of him anywhere. Okay. So as you can see right here, here is an idea of their size and scale differences. He is rather large figure. Here he is next to Mp-41 Dinobot, and you can kind of see how they scale together. Not quite as large as Dinobot. He's got a little bit more heft in the legs, but you can definitely see that they scale up pretty well. Okay, so Tigatron does have the ability to work with the stand from Black Arachnia. And it essentially involves this clip, essentially. It just acts as a friction joint, and it will, done properly, it will just stay in between right here. in between this joint as such. And then you can put this on the Tiger stand, which we will do right now. Here he is using the black Arachnia stand. Now I can assure you that this mechanism, this little pad, is not that stable, but he definitely can strike some pretty cool and unique poses with this. It definitely changes his flexibility. This will not work with the Dinobot stand. It has to be the black Arachnia stand or it will not work. Okay, we will get into transformation. So, first thing you want to do, right here, down the middle, you want to go ahead and basically you're going to split him down the middle. Pick him up right here. You've got this section right here is also going to split. This will reveal his what will be eventually become his hands. Those sections are very hard to get back, as you will find out later on. Okay, you want to go over here to these little sections right here. You can see them right here. They're on a hinge. Just simply swing these two little hinges right here forward. Okay, so for the next thing you want to do from here is we can now go ahead and begin to fold up these arm sections. So this is on a double hinge joint, as you can see right here. Just gonna go ahead and fold the hinge close to his arm like that. Right here on the back, we're gonna this is also on a double hinge. We are gonna go ahead and fold this double hinge section here down as such. Okay. Then we are going to go ahead and take this area right here, flip this around, and then flip this over. Okay, and then we essentially, for the most part, we have one arm that is done. Then we're going to do the same thing we did to this side right here. And that's that. Now, so the next thing that we can do here, and this is kind of where his transformation gets a lot different than Cheetor. He's got these two areas hinged. We also see some differences in Cheetor, of course, from what we just did. Before we get to that right here, his whole entire back is essentially pegged into his legs right here. Okay, so we can first, before we mention that, we're going to go down here and we are going to actually pull down. So there's a tab right here that reveals the secondary head. You're going to want to go ahead and put Tigatron's head down like that. Okay. Then we can go in the back over here with this back assembly, and we can essentially pick, we're going to pick this back assembly up and out of its place. Okay. Now, what we're going to want to do right here, this section right here will spin. Hold on one second. We were pegged in right here. Go ahead and flip this around. So when you flip this assembly up, this assembly part, this section will then, this section right here will then come down. There's a little tab right here that you have to flip up. It's very, very tight. Once you flip that tab up right here, you will then be sure that you bring this. So this will tab and merge right in this joint. In the tab that you just picked up, you will have a marriage between the two, right, going on right there. Then you can then bring this leg down, flip those up as such, and you have that back assembly basically done. You can also have this peg into the bottom over there, right there, so it snaps in place by that joint. Then you've got the feet exposed. So what we're going to do with the feet are attached once, one right here to this, and once right here. We are going to split them open, and you can see these pegs right here. We are then going to work on our first leg. But first, we are going to go ahead and rotate this assembly. I'll do a full 360. Okay. And now, before we continue to work on that, let's go ahead and finish up this transformation in the head. So his head actually pops up like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drop this section. He's got a peg in there where you can drop his head in as such. And you see he's definitely looking much more tiger-like. Go ahead and zoom this out a little bit. Okay, now what we are going to do from here, we have to go ahead and bring his waist. He has these two areas that make up his waist, which is of course also different from Cheetor. Then from both sides right here, we're going to go ahead and rotate that until you hear that click. There it was right there. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and work on a leg. So you want to make sure that this is facing front. So for this section right here, you can go ahead and basically fold this area right here. Fold it out. You then want to rotate it around like that. And then you can bring this area right here up. You're going to open this area right here. Okay, that will become the knee part later on. Flipping over here to the back, you have to pick. This is a little tight in this section right here. But you want to go ahead right here and pull on this tab right here. Pull that out, bring this down, okay? Plug that in, all right? Then that frees up this area. Then you're going to want to do two things. You're going to want to pull this down like such, pull that section down like such. You can then, you then should be able to lock this area in. So you are then going to want to rotate this right here. Rotate this right here once, and then you are going to rotate this section right here along with the foot. Then you will see how this section marriages, is basically a marriage between that. This is going to be the heel spur, so then you will do that like that. You're going to rotate his foot around, put the paw in. Okay. Let me just check in the back here. You'll know if you've done this right. You should be able to align this up, and this foot will look as such. And that is one leg done. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the other leg. There you have the second leg. So now we are going to go ahead and work on this back section right here. Oops. Peg came undone. So the first thing that you're going to want to do with these tiger paws, you can pick up these paws right here, bend them forward. Pick up these paws right here, bend them forward. This one will lay flat, okay, as such. Let's just make sure everything is properly tabbed in. So this one will bend back just a little bit, okay, and lay like that, while this one will come around here and it will cross at this joint. Now it should be able to meet back on the peg, and it'll lock in with the peg if done properly. Let's just see here if there's anything. It's close to that right there. Close to that right there. Okay, and you can always check his front profile to make sure if it's right and it looks right to me. Now we're going to work on these little pieces right here. So basically your goal is you're going to get these pieces pegged into that little peg. And the way we do that is we rotate this part down. We then rotate this around. Oops. Around as such. Okay, then we are going to bring this at a 180, and then we are going, let's see here, this is, okay, and it is officially logged in. Okay. Okay, now give me one moment here. I'm going to go ahead and complete the other side. And there he is, and to wrap things up, we're going to go here at the eyes. We're going to pick up his eyelids. We are going to rotate them with the orange side is protruding out. We're going to do that on both sides. Right there. Oh, wow, I think I got it perfect. I got it. Oh, wow, in one swing. Never done that before. And there are his glaring eyes. And here is Masterpiece Tigatron. So my first overall impressions about this figure is its heft and its size. Again, as I said before, it is a very large figure, and you can see in the background I have essentially made a mirror image, so you can kind of get a comparison of what the show or screen accurate Tigatron looks like versus the Masterpiece version. Okay, and one thing I'll tell you just about him, his articulation is it's a little weak. There's just something that they did with the leg joints for his transformation to kind of tuck them away. They do this bend, but they really kind of create an instability in this region right here. They really create an instability when it comes to this toy. Had a little bit of a hard time posing him in this pose, and we know that Masterpiece Transformers, usually at least modern ones, they don't have a hard time of posing. But here he is from a front profile shot. We'll go ahead and give you a side profile of him. Here's a side profile. See him from the back, and you can kind of see how everything tucks together nicely over here. And there is his joint kind of coming out. Again, I know I have him in a dynamic pose, but I still believe he should be able to hold. You can kind of see how everything stacks up over there. It's another side profile shot right there. We're going to go ahead and get him back into a front pose, as such. Here he is with the Snow Stalker death scene face. As you can see right here. The weapon accessory plugs in right through this little peg right here. Here is the Megatron head that it comes with right here. You can also add the two other accessories, which I do have but will remain off camera, but I will just show you the way it works. It's just like the Rubik's Cube. Would have been cool if they could have given it one more way to twist this way, but still pretty cool nonetheless. Now, Tigatron does work with the Dinobot stand. As you can see right here, there is this little peg that's on the Dinobot stand. If you look at Tigatron in the back, you will see a peg section here where he will be able to actually plug into that hole right there. And we will show you that to wrap this up. You have Mp-50 Tigatron. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe. Be geek, be proud.